Okay, so you've decided you're going to Medellin, Colombia. This is your first time and you're not familiar with the territory. I'm going to help you learn your way around. Also give you a quick tip on Airbnb, how to get a slight little discount if the circumstances are warranted. And I also took a PCR test today, kind of like a do-it-yourself one. I wanted to show you that one also and give you a little hint on some money. Well, at least the different denominations. So, follow along. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. In this video, I am going over locations inside Medellin, Colombia, places you need to visit or you may want to visit, and just basically getting your lay of the lands, north to south, east to west, and different modes of transportation outside of a bus. Can't help you with a bus. Buses are everywhere. Also, a little bit about money and different denominations and what the rate is now, with the coins and versus the dollars and, meal this and thousand that, so on. Also, I took a PCR test today too. I started feeling bad last Friday for a few minutes, just lost energy, and went and took a test, but it was a do-it-yourself test in a drive-through. So just show you that one at the end. So stick around to the end if you want to see that and what it's like. But anyway, so let's jump right in.
Subscribe and hit the bell. You hear me? I'm the man. You subscribe and hit the bell, you're good. Bye.
First thing is first, let's go to Medellin, Colombia. So we're in Colombia right now, and you can see the difference or distance between Medellin and Bogota. I just want to leave this up so you can see where everything is, because you may want to go to Cali at some point. You may want to get up here to Barranquilla up top and Cartagena. And you see how close Venezuela is. So, and also just to pan out a little bit, you see it has a few borders. It has Panama, it has Ecuador, and it has Peru underneath. And then and Brazil. So shoot, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different borders. I thought it was 4. I forgot about Brazil. It's the Andes Mountains. So anyway, let's just zoom right into Medellin and start from the beginning. So the first thing I want to show you is, okay, so it's a valley. And as you can see, it's like a huge bowl, like I said in my last video, when I talked about the Pueblito Paisa, and I want you to see what that actually looks like too, or at least a little bit about the view from there. But it's a huge bowl. But, as you can see, it runs more north to south than east to west. So it's a huge bowl, along a lot of the mountains. And, well, it depends on where it is. You run into different areas you may want to stumble into, and you may not want to stumble into. So, but anyway, first things first, the airport. The airport is over to the right. So if I'm over here, let me go ahead and zoom in. So you see you have a little bit of ride. Now, they just finished this tunnel last year. So now, as you can see from the airport, there's a tunnel that takes you all the way up. It's a straight shot. Last time I was there, it was one way each way. I don't know if it's 2 ways each way or if they divert traffic, in the evenings, one direction or back. It's got to be both ways. But it used to take a whole lot longer. As you can see, look at these curves. And well, you may not be able to tell these curves are curvy, but I mean, I've had drivers come through here like it was the Indianapolis Speedway. Sketchy. I told you my last trip, I finally got stopped on my last ride back at the circle outside the airport. This is where it was. By the way, if you come in late and you don't want to get into the city and fiddle your way around, there's hotels around here. I stayed at the Movich last time, and Movich, it's a international chain. Seen them all around the world. And actually, this one was really, really nice. And from what I can tell, anybody that has a restaurant or anything like that has an outdoor area. Most places in the city, because the weather is so beautiful, you have open roofs or open doors or open walls. So should help with the virus. It's not because you're not enclosed. Places that are enclosed, of course, are trying to push you outside. Like I've seen videos, and I'm going to show you later, of Parque Lleras in Poblado, where they put the tables and chairs out in the streets. So they want to encourage more people to come. So anyway, you're going to come in here. You're going to land at the airport. This is MDE. And you're going to drive into the city. Then once you're in the city, so here. So you have north to south, east to west. Obviously, I have a lot of hearts because I've been to a lot of places. You look around this globe, you'll see I have hearts all over the place. But okay, so first things first, east to west, north to south. Now, there is a transit system. Well, there's a bunch of different modes of transportation. One is the tranvia. That's like a train that runs along the tracks. Unlike the metro runs on the tracks, but it's elevated. The tranvia, it starts from downtown, from what I can tell at least. And down, when you hear downtown, just get used to hearing El Centro, okay? Downtown. So let me get back over. So San Antonio is El Centro. Anywhere around there, you know, up here by Parque Barrio, you're going to see lots and lots of gente, lots of people, okay? But this is the main transfer stop too. So the main train routes go north to south for the metro, and then east to west, or west to east, whichever way you're going from. But the transfer point is there. So you get off one and you go up some stairs or elevator and you fight traffic, depending upon the time of day, and you get up top. So, you know, when the virus first broke out, I saw pictures, they were blocking off the seats. I'm gonna guess that has been taken down. But you know, I've never seen anything so packed in my life. When I first got on there in the beginning, the hordes of people, and just when you thought it was full, I've seen people get outside and push another 10 people in. Then they get to the next stop and nobody's getting off, and they push another 10 or 20 people. I'm talking each door. How they stand, I mean, the small people just disappeared. But anyway, so El Centro, just think San Antonio is going to be your main transfer point for the metro. Again, there's the tranvia, and then there's also the metro cable. Okay, depends on you're speaking Spanish or not. Learn your Spanish. And don't forget, learn your Spanish. It's going to be a struggle, I'm telling you. Less than 5% of the people speak Spanish, and I would probably say that only 2% feel comfortable enough to try it, and they're probably trying to sell you something. So anyway, and I also want to jump on Airbnb so you can get the different parts of town also. But so let's get over here to where everybody's going to end up at, and that is Parque Lleras, which is over here. So it is a poblado. This whole area is poblado over here on the right-hand side. Now, the train, let me see, where's my last Airbnb is down here, and I'm going to show you my Airbnb a little bit later, but I'm right along the train. Now, this street right here is San Antonio, and then you have 43rd, Carrera 43rd, which is Poblado Avenue, which takes you all the way up to this area. Well, it actually goes all the way downtown. I've actually taken it 5K, all the way downtown, and then back was 5K down and 5K back to this area. So you also have a mall over here. Oh my God, it's popping up. There's a Santa Fe Mall is over here also. You could actually walk to from here, but this is Agua Catala Metro Station right here. Buses, every metro station has buses, and it also has a line of taxis. It could be 30, 40, 50 taxis. But again, I don't take taxis. You know, I heard, I had somebody, you know, I think I said in my last video, I'm not sure if it left. Then they came back in February, and because they figured out loopholes, but then one of my subscribers, thanks to Big Mike, told me that it's still illegal. Write it if you want. If I was there, I would. Just make sure you sit up front. Don't know how that's going to work now, unless they have plastic. But yeah, I hadn't thought about that, because I heard some places, like in the Philippines, have plastic up between side to side and front to back. So how that's going to work, I don't know. But you need to know that if you get anything in Poblado, you're going to be on the side of the mountain. So where I was, right across that street right here, is where the mountain starts. My gym was across the street, if you saw that video. And let me tell you something. I was tired by the time I got to the gym when I walk, and you have to walk it. You're not going to take an Uber, you know, a half a mile. I mean, you could, but why? So, and this is where that Airbnb was. But anywhere up on this side, you need to know is mountain. So if you're looking at this same map and you're going to look at it in Airbnb, you're going to be on the side of the mountains. Now, best places are on the side of the mountain. Poblado, best apartments. And if you look out and jump on in a second, but you're going to find the nicest places. Prices are still reasonable because you're coming from the States. But you can still go to other places where like Belén and even in Laureles where it's the prices are much better, and Envigado as well. But just keep in mind, I think the cutoff part for Poblado is right here. So if you go a little bit further south, then you end up in Envigado. Okay. And just so you know, Envigado is, and I don't know if it shows, it's a separate municipality. Envigado is not actually part of Medellin. It's part of the Aburro Valley, but it is not part of Medellin. So, and you can walk it too, because I have walked from my Airbnb all the way here. I have a video of that too. You have a huge mall down here too, Viva Envigado, huge mall. I think it's the largest mall in the city. But remember, that train goes all the way down. It goes all the way down from Itagüí. No, not from Itagüí. It goes even past that, I think, doesn't it? Yeah, La Estrella. It goes all the way down to La Estrella. You can see the little stops right here. So you'll always, north to south, you'll always see a train that says La Estrella, because that's the end of the line. And then you'll also see it at the other end, which is, what is it? Is it Caribe? I think it's Caribe, yeah. I think that's the last one. Oh, no. Wait a minute. There's another one up there. How far does it go? Wait a minute. No, it's not Bejo. Well, there's Bejo. I can't remember what it says at the end of that line. Is this it? Nikia. Yeah, that's it. So that's the last of the line. So if you're headed north, it'll say Nikia. Now I had to remember. And then La Estrella to the south. And then you have your train. You transfer. If you're taking the train, you have to at some point. I mean, it's like 80 cents. It was 80 cents. So now it's probably 65. But you can go from east to west. So again, let's go back down. El Centro. Gotta be here. Okay, San Antonio. So then you'll see these little train stops going left to right. So I forget what it is to the right, but to the left, I know it is, it's not San Juan, it is, let's see, Floresta. Floresta is a pretty nice neighborhood too. No, it's over here. It is, because this is where Comuna Trece is, which is 13. But San Javier. So if you're headed west, you'll see the San Javier. And Comuna Trece is over here, but it's not right where this is. It's over a little bit because I walked. I didn't want to take an Uber back out of there, so I just walked back down to the train station. Small little town. I think it's, I felt safe everywhere except the one time I did go up there by myself. I think if you go anywhere in groups, you're straight. You don't worry about it. And it's not good to worry anyway, but I mean, it is what it is. You still have to, like they say, keep your head on a swivel, but you do that here also. You don't go in every city here. You don't go in Southside Chicago. You probably don't roll through Compton. So anyway, okay, so a couple of places you're going to want to go, okay, again, is Parque Lleras. So I want to zoom into this area. So just so you get an idea, you can take the train to Poblado and you can walk all the way up. And again, remember I said this right here, you're starting to go up the side of the mountain. So you're walking up, and it might not look that far, but it's up there. Okay, I have a few places saved. So if you this is Calle 10 north and then Calle 10 south. Right in the middle is King's Barber. So you need to get your hair cut. They do all types of hair. They hook me up tight. Inexpensive. Actually, they weren't that cheap. Cheap for us as Americans, but when you get there and you start spending money like it's there, you get conscious of $1, of $2. You're like, man, that's a lot of money. I spent $1.50 going across town. You start complaining, whereas you wouldn't do it here. But even if you pay $6 for a haircut there, which is probably 20, that's still kind of hot, but they do a heck of a good job. They're Venezuelan. They look Indian, but they're Venezuelan. They do a heck of a job. And so this is right around the corner from Parque Lleras. Everything is, if you want to dance, I took dance lessons at Dance Free. So take a look at my videos of me learning salsa. It's called Dance Free because one night a week or 2 nights a week, I think 7 to 9, something like that. It's a free practice. So you can come on in and dance with other people that aren't that sure of themselves either. And then there's a band that comes in on Friday and Saturday nights that rocks out. And, most of the places here, if you're going to hear live music, especially live music, and you're going to a rocking club. They don't get started till midnight. Midnight, 12:30. I'll show you a little bit of a Sonavana too. Maybe I'll just squeeze all these at the end. Or maybe I can squeeze them in here. But they don't get rocking until 12:30. So hope you young. Remember, I'm 58. I'm trying to be in by then. I've stayed at Sonavana and waited for, Sonavana is another little club over in Laureles. But I've stayed up there till 12:30. I went up there with Carlton a couple nights. First night, I don't remember. Second night, yeah, had too much that night. But the second time, I was like, man, it's 12:30. They just starting to rock. Just starting to play, practice play. And just didn't start to get going till like 1 o'clock in the morning. They say they go till 6 o'clock in the morning. There's a couple places in Parque Lleras the same way too. But let's zoom in Parque Lleras here, because I've seen videos, and let me show a little bit of video right here.
This is all the popular.
Okay, so this is compliments of the Baker Boys, by the way. If you see this video anywhere else, check them out. Baker Boys Entertainment. I believe they took this video a few days ago, but it gives you an idea as to what it looks like in Poblado. They moved the tables outside in the streets. And this restaurant, I think they're walking up, is where I had my birthday dinner with my ex. We sat up top. So what's the name of it? Gardo? Oh, Bastardo, that's what it was. Yeah. That's where I had my birthday dinner, and it was hard to get reservations in there. They don't really, you can't really just walk up and get seats. At least when it was inside. So now you sit outside too. So anyway, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so even if I didn't, I want to zoom in here too. You can take this little person right here, and you can just drop them in Parque Lleras, and you can see it. It happens to be night when they started recording too. So here's some of the clubs. So most of these streets now they're putting the tables and chairs out front, but as you can see, most are open. They have patios, and traffic is hella deep too. Let me tell you, this won't let me get around. You know who that is. Come on in. Let me get out of here. But anyway, so again, the main streets though for the whole area is Calle Diaz. North, this is all one way, and then Calle Diaz south, which is a block over but headed south. Restaurants, all in here. Restaurants, all in here. Once you get to the park, by the way, all the parks have Wi-Fi, not like here in the US. All free Wi-Fi. You just need a plug and some power, and you're good to go. Party, nightlife, dancing, all over here. Gusto, all this stuff over here. Restaurants up in here. I'm talking this whole area. Now, keep in mind too, the more you head north on 10, you're headed up the side of a mountain. So it may not seem like it's that much, like when I climbed the mountain.
Mariana sí se devuelve. Aquí se desmaya.
So this is the top? That wasn't that bad.
No.
Oh no?
This is the first. So,
I thought this was it.
I was out of breath. I was dying because you don't realize that you're on a soft. First of all, even though it's in a bowl and you may be at the bottom of the bottom of that bowl is higher than it is here in the US. I think it's 20 feet here, unless I'm in Austin or something like that. So just to show you, this is the Poblado area. Again, you have this main drag where the trains come up and down. But again, you're going to head up the side of this mountain. This is all the side of the mountain. Okay, so let's jump to the other part of town because everybody asks me, or I always get the question anyway, if you were going back, what part of town would you stay on? That's easy. Laureles, or if I could stay down in this area, I love this area right here. I could walk to my grocery store was right down the street. I had like a small one around the corner. I had like a little food restaurant downstairs. I mean, it was sweet. I had a guard at the front door. And then Parque Lleras was, I mean, I could walk. I have walked, but at night, if you're dressed, you're probably going to take an Uber. And it's, I mean, literally, it may cost you $1.20 to get over there. And just traffic may hold you up and take you 10, 12 minutes to get there. But the other parts of town, okay, you have Belén over here, Loma de los Bernal. That's where Tres Cruces is, where the mountains are, the hiking mountains up here, the Tres Cruces. And I actually hiked this. So take a look at my video for that one too. The views are amazing, what you can see of the city. Beautiful. A lot of high-rise apartments over here too. So you can get a nice place over here. Now, you will have to take an Uber probably to anywhere you need to get to. Again, you're on the side of the mountain, but you're on the other side of the mountain. So from there, let's go over. There's a huge Consumo. It's like Éxito, which is your major grocery store, or actually Consumo is a whole lot smaller than Éxito. Éxito is like Walmart. Consumo is like the size of CVS. So that gives you an idea. Over here also, you see my dentist, which is right around the corner. He's like 3 blocks from Sweet Georgia Cafe. You've heard me talk about Sweet Georgia Cafe before. This is the spot if you want to go. And I'm going to click on this just because they have pictures of food over here. Give you an idea of what the food is like. So it's a nice little lounge. You want to taste the home. You want to taste of American food. You got tired of, I'm not saying you won't like the food. I'm not going to say. I'll get hell for that. But the eggs, how they do it in the kitchen, they're not Americans. So Rob's the owner. I don't know how he gave them the recipes, man, but let me tell you something. This food is good. And when you want some comfort food, some home cooking food, coffees, even drinks, now they can serve drinks too. By the way, he's got another place too. So if you can't call down there, here's another thing. You need to have WhatsApp. Okay, if you don't have WhatsApp on your phone, get WhatsApp, get your WhatsApp number, because no one's going to communicate with you outside of WhatsApp. You just need Wi-Fi to use it, and that's why. Look at this stuff. Man, the chicken and waffles. Oh man, good stuff. I don't know how he does it, man, but yeah, he always has some functions going on too. But he's got a new place up in Poblado also, so find out where that is. But this area right here, I love this area right here. If anyone asks me where would I stay when I went back, if I go back, or when I go back, it would be in Laureles. Okay, I did stay over this area once, and that's where I had a bad experience. So look up my Airbnb video on that. Just type in DC Bon Rob Airbnb. You want to know what it's like and what you have to do to get out of a place and get into another place. Because I had a hell of a night. Ended up over here. That's how I found this 1968 burgers. Oh my God, best burger in town. I think best burger in town. But anyway, this walkway right here, I love this area. The palm trees. Let me take you in on the ground. See if we can't see it. Okay, so this is what the neighborhood looks like. Okay, so it's actually, I recognize the hot dog place, so I know it's here. Come on, show me. Well, that's it right there. That's Sweet Georgia Cafe. Well, I wanted to zoom. Okay. And that's it right there. There's a hot dog place over here, very, very popular. You'll see a line of people coming in there. Many a time I had an Uber pull up here, drop me off here, all the fellas hanging out. So if you want to see some expats, that's where they're going to be. Hot dog. This is when I told you put that thick cheese on there. The cheese is as fat as the hot dog. And coleslaw, I personally, I'm not feeling it. But anyway, so you just go 2 blocks up. There's another hot dog place right here that's pretty decent. But this is 33. And this is a popular drag going east to west. Okay. But this street right here, I want to show you this street. Let me get in the middle of the street if I can. Can I? Okay. Just to show you. It's a heck, you'll see people at this light twirling stuff. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. And so, and many a night I sat out here. There's a little spot over here, there's lights on it that serves it. She didn't have vodka for some reason, but they had rum. But I'd sit out there some nights when they were closed. I'd sit out here, maybe I'd chill out with Ed or somebody else over here. But look, this neighborhood is my choice of a neighborhood. If I had to live anywhere in here, this is where it would be. So let me show you the video of Laureles for those who are looking for a place to stay in Medellin and not sure which area is which, because that's the number one thing. Before you get there, you're really not sure. So this is why you asked the question, and this is why I'm answering it right here. So take a look at this.
So I'm walking in Laureles, coming from Sweet Georgia Cafe. This neighborhood is beautiful. I mean, just the buildings, I just love it. It's so peaceful, it's tropical, it's quiet. And I'm not too much of a dog fan, but there's people walking their dogs, everybody's comfortable. Tranquilo, tranquilo is the word, laid back. What it is. Bonita. I love this neighborhood. If I were to move here, oh, this is absolutely where I would move at. I have not seen a better neighborhood yet. I'm sure there are nice areas. Oop. You know, be careful crossing the street here. But if you have a high enough floor, you can still see the mountains and have a view. Some of these balconies are nice though. It's almost, I don't know, like I would think New York would be, 50 years ago. It's just quiet, there's something, but without the people. I mean, there's people here, but look, there's nobody on the street, almost. So when you come in here though, what you want to do is stay for a couple of days, maybe get a hotel or an Airbnb, and you want to look for that in the window. This is se vende, se renta. They're renting or it's for sale. And let me tell you, some of them, and if they redo the insides nicely, some of these buildings are really nice. I mean, this is definitely a neighborhood I would pick. Walking distance, because I'm at a hotel because of unfortunate Airbnb circumstances, but where I am is probably 5-minute walk to Sweet Georgia Cafe, which means 4-minute walk to Calle 33, which is like the strip for the younger crowd, and 5 minutes to Éxitos, which is like the Walmart. So if you're shopping, you can pretty much find anything you need there. I do have a video of me walking through in Éxitos when I first got here, but I mean, look, the buildings, you can tell they've been here for a while, but they're well maintained. I mean, look at the greenery. It's lush. Every place is lush. All the green is well maintained. Well, I can't say all because, some of it, not so much, but I guess it depends on the building. They take care of in front of their own building. But I mean, if I could pick a location, I'm telling you, it would be this street. Give me a view of the mountains like you can see in the distance through the trees. Some places have parking underneath. I don't know if that's the standard. They have to be small and tiny though, as you can see. Most of the cars are small and tiny. There's restaurants and bars, clubs sprinkled throughout here. I mean, look at this. This is like, California. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. People, if you haven't been here, you have to come. I mean, get yourself up, make a plan. Think about what it's going to take. Think about it, picture it. Watch all these videos on YouTube, as I did. Watch it. Think about it. Tell people you're coming. And then, go look at some flights. Go talk to some people. You have to tell people. You never know who is out here to help you. Who are you going to run into? If you don't talk to people, and you're missing out on a deal, because that's how you make it happen. Talk to people and they'll tell you, oh, I know somebody that has a place there, just like I met the lady in the airport. Now I'm going to Cuba. Anyway, look at this greenery. Life is good. All the apartments look like they're different too. Now this is a nice one. That's brand new. A studio. There's a couple places rent. I saw somebody downstairs. I go check.
Okay. Love this area. Love this area. So let me jump out too. So 33 is like a happening strip, okay? But what I can tell, it's like a little younger crowd, okay? So if you want a little more mature, then you may want to head over 70. Now, I have a video on 70 too, so I'll show you a little bit of 70, but let me hop out of here. Okay, so here's Sweet Georgia. This is 33 that goes all the way across. Remember I told you I would see Pueblito Paisa as I went past it back to the city, and you can't see it from the street really. You see the sign and you see trees all around it. You can't tell it's a little bit higher, but when you go a little bit higher, now you can see almost 360 degree of the entire Burr Valley. So head up here. Oh man, I love those burgers. It's on a circle right here. So this whole area is Laureles right here. Actually, where is Sweet Georgia? I think 33 is the cutoff point between Laureles and Belen. So this area is Belen down here, but it's considered Laureles, same thing. So this area over here is Laureles. Now, I don't know if you can see the streets too well, but if you head over here, you have Sonavana, nice place if you want to hear some live music. And I'm assuming this says closed, opens at 8. Okay, I don't know what they open at 8 for. They don't get. They're not jamming until midnight. But 70. So this is 70 right here, 70. So, and it goes from here on up. So look at where you are. You can walk all this too. I've walked all the way over to Estadio from here. So it's 70. Up and down this street right here. Let me show you a quick video of 70. That's Estadio. But I'd say 70 is the main one, since you can arrive on the metro station at the Estadio metro station and then, walk your way in. But two things to keep in mind about Medellin roads also are calles. You hear calle 10. Calles run east to west, and carreras run north to south. So this 70 is running north to south, or south to north. And also calles begin at number 1, and it starts in the south and increases numerically as it heads to the north. While carreras begin to the east and then increase in numerical value as they head west. And Laureles is mostly residential community, by the way. You won't see as many hotels and congested roads as in Poblado, or congested roads with cars and people. And though you can find many nice boutique hotels, like one I stayed at, I forget the name of it, they're intertwined in the neighborhoods, though you won't even notice them until you walk right next to it. And if you're driving, you go pretty quick, you'll miss most of them because they're like embedded in the neighborhoods. So Laureles Estadio is a bit smaller than El Poblado. Has a population of about 121,000. And the comuna, or series of neighborhoods of Laureles, are located north of the comuna of Belen. And a quick FYI, Belen should also be checked out also as potential options for long-term stays. But short-term stays, being in more of a happening area, makes more sense due to transportation ability or availability and the proximity to things to do. But a walk through Laureles will show tree-lined tropical streets, as I did in my last video. I love it. Mostly residential buildings, which include single, double, or 3-story habitations or buildings, and numerous apartment buildings, as you can see. It gives a real feel. It reminds me of an old Upper Manhattan. The high-rise buildings, doormen. Some do have doormen. But one of the biggest features, or I think best feature of this area, is it's quiet. Mostly noise-free during the day and early mornings. Only to rise to a mild traffic and sounds of people chatting while dog walking. But for any digital nomad as myself, this is light. If you're lucky enough to get one of these new apartments in this area, you'll benefit from sitting on your balcony and watching and listening to peaceful daytime sounds. I have a couple of friends that have apartments over there, man, and from the patio, I love it. And another thing, I'm told that most family families keep their kids inside, so they rarely go outside unattended. Last time my girlfriend came to visit, she was asking, "Where are the children?" At that point, I was wondering as well, where the heck are the kids? And again, after inquiring, people told us that they keep their kids inside most of the time. I guess they don't want to bother, other people that are outside or have, kids running around. So they keep them inside. It's kind of weird, but, it's a benefit. So let's talk estratos, or should I say the government stratum system. Medellin is not only broken up into comunas, but also something called estratos. Now, this is my understanding. Estratos is simply a way of categorizing the city by its financial needs, meaning the property value and cost of public services. The stratums run from 1 to 6. 1 is the lowest and 6 is the highest. So 1 would be lowest class, 2 would be low middle class, 3 would be middle class, 4 would be upper middle class, 5 would be upper class, and 6 the highest, which we consider wealthy. The thought is that those who live in higher stratas pay more for the services, such as electricity, water, and gas, than people that live in lower stratas. With this said, those that live in a lower stratus, such as a 1, may pay half what someone who lives in the highest stratus, such as 6, pays. This is the government's way of equity. Although you can find a place right across the street, because these neighborhoods are diverse, where you're paying much less than somebody who just lives right across the street from you. But regarding rent, according to MedellinGuru.com, the average price for a furnished 1 or 2 bedroom apartment in the Laureles Estadio area is between $795 and $1167 US. And right next door in Belén is between $534 on the low end for a 1 to 2 bedroom again, $534 to $1,020. And keep in mind that these are furnished apartments we're talking about. I'm sure many of the apartments are much lower if they're unfurnished, but make sure you take a native paisa with you so you don't get gringo pricing. Gringo pricing is much higher pricing for the same thing since you're not from here. And gringo pricing is real and it is here. I believe the best way to find an apartment is just to walk around though. Look at signs that say for rent or serenta or arrienda. They're everywhere. You just need to zoom in with your phone sometimes and print a pic, and then you can zoom in, using your fingers. And some of the signs may be on the 20th floor. I've seen it on the 30th floor. Well, you can't even see that. And it has a phone number up there too. But up to like 10, 15, you should be straight. Sometimes you may need a fiador. A fiador is pretty much a local thing, a local that'll co-sign for you. So keep this in mind. There are services that can assist you with this though. For me, Airbnb is the best choice, because I didn't want any extra bills and have to purchase furniture, stove, refrigerator, more, because they don't come with anything. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Okay, this will take you all the way up to like the last time my ex came and visited me. She stayed at Hotel Dorado. Nice hotel, had a view all around too. So any slightly high rise, when there's no other high rises around, you get a good view. And then you hop back on the train, Estadio, and you can head over to San Antonio. And then from San Antonio, I transfer down to Aguacatala or wherever you're going to go. But this is 70, so it's more mature. You also have Nutibara over here also, which I think is this one. So just get you a map. Remember this little, what was for me on a map was this little horseshoe. And I don't even know if you can see it. Around the Universidad Pontificia Bolivariano. It's a little horseshoe. It's kind of dark. Kind of light for me, but that should be a landmark for you. And then from there, it'll head up. Jinilao, temporarily closed. I don't know what's that, but that was a popular spot over there. The Mondongos also, all in 70, all the way up. Really nice part of town. So that gives you an idea of the different parts of town. You have El Centro, you have the train going left to right, up to north. If you go a little bit further up, you can hop on the Metro Cable, which will take you up to Parque Lleras. So it's either is it this one? No. Or is it this one? Come on, something click. Maybe it's that one, but you get off here and you take the tram, what is it called? I just said the Metro Cable or Metro Cable. and you take it from one to another stop. Then you get off one and you take it a little bit further. And then when you get up there, it goes all the way. Then it starts, you go up the mountain. And then once the mountain levels off, you're at the top of the mountain, it goes across for probably 10, 15 minutes. And you get to Parque Lleras. When you get off, they sell vegetables, fruits, nice, good food, little snack food really. But then you can go into the park if you want to. Also want to show you too, from here, you see the airport, but if I pan out a little bit more, this is where Guatapé is. So this is like a 2 hour, 2:15, 2 hours, 15 minutes to get to Guatapé. That's El Peñol, the huge mountain with the stairs you see on the side. Check my video on that one also, as well as Guatapé. Beautiful little town, colorful town. So anyway, that gives you a better idea, hopefully. If you have any questions, again, remember, north to south, Poblado's over here, or here. You have Estadio, Envigado, Poblado, El Centro, and then you have Laureles over here. Estadio is stadium, so that's where the stadium is. You'll hear a lot of noise over that way. But also, just to show you right quick, here's the map again to show you. I guess I could have jumped up here earlier and found out Acevedo is the one that takes you up 1, 2, 3 stops. You transfer, and you go up to the top, and then it heads over, and you're on that ride for a bit. And it's not going fast, you're just hanging there. So, but you go over different types of neighborhoods. Get off if you want. So when you, like I said, if you go in groups, you're pretty much safe, or if you can really go anywhere as long as you know somebody from that neighborhood. So find somebody from that neighborhood, take you up there, and you're good. But I know the first time I went there 5 years ago, I went for business, and we were up on the side of the mountain trying to find a Frisbee chicken. And I said, can we go over there? And he's like, oh, no. I said, can we just drive through? They're like, oh, no. I just bust out laughing. Really, it's so bad we can't drive through. We're not driving through. So anyway, so again, La Estrella at the bottom, and then you have Nikia at the top. So, and then you have San Javier to the left, and then that's it to downtown. And then you have the Tranvia that goes up. And from the Tranvia, it takes you to a couple more metro cables. So up on this side and over there. And I think over here, I took this one over here. This one goes, and the neighborhood changes drastically. I will tell you that. As you're going up the hill, you go, whoa. It's rough. And then when you get over the side, it's more rough. I think I went over the first one, and I thought I was on the wrong one. I don't know. I thought I had to take a metro cable. And I got to the first one, so I said, let me keep going. And when I went over the side, I said, oh, I'm not going to the last one. Let me get off here and turn around and come back. This is when I was on the train, and they were joking and laughing on the tranvía. I was by myself. And as long as I don't talk, I'm Colombian. Hey, ¿cómo? Okay. Just don't say anything. I speak enough Spanish to get by, bastante, pero no todo. I'm not fluent. So, and plus people know your accent, just like you would know someone may speak the words in English, but they're not English because they go, can help, please? You may understand what they're saying, but they're not from here. So anyway, so just look it up. This is easy to find too. Find the map. It's online. But just right quick, I wanted to show you how to save a few dollars. Let's say you go on for I know a couple people going for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Well, if you're going for 3 weeks, you're going to get a price. Always number one, and I heard this before I went there. When you book, ask the people, can I get a better rate? You can text the owner, and I'll show you. You can text the owner and say, hey, and I've already chosen a couple of dates. So you can text the owner and say, can you do the whole month for $300? Can you do the whole 2 months for $800? They'll work with you. So, and if you're not familiar with Airbnb, I'll jump in right quick. You can say the type of place you want. I'm always choosing entire place. I'm not sharing a room. I'm not sharing an apartment. I'm grown. But you can choose your price. And as you see, the prices are relatively reasonable. You wouldn't have this in the US anyway. So let's say, probably not $10. Let's say, I don't know, $50. And as you can see, the average is what? $30. So save that. You can say more filters. And normally what I do is I come over here and choose, because you have 55 stays. Let's see how many I have if I choose Superhost. So I have 11 if it's a Superhost, but I'm gonna turn it off so you can see more. But what that does, a Superhost is someone that's been approved for doing an excellent, phenomenal job. The place is clean. They almost all fives. They rate from 1 to 5, so they may have 4.7 to 5. I don't know what the exact, requirements are, but they are more than a regular host. They don't have anybody that's pissed off at them. So you can say, do I want parking? You're not going to park and all this extra stuff. It's just mumbo jumbo. But I mean, if you're shopping there, then you just want to see these 55 places. Now, I'm looking for these specific dates. If you want to see more places and you want to see nicer places, just to get an idea as to what they look like, go into the futures. Look in January when nobody's booked up that far in advance. Go look at January and you'll get an idea and say, whoa, these places are nice. Maybe I need to hold this place ahead of time. Or contact them so if something falls through to let you know. See, they're rated 4.8, 4.9, $51 a night. So look, this is expensive. So what did I say? From the 6th through the 27th. So that's 1, 2, 3 weeks. Okay, so this first place is charging me $12.38, $112.38, and let's click on it to get the details of it. $12.38. Where's the price? Show me the price. Okay, $12.38. Now I'm getting a 15% weekly price discount. So they'll give you a discount if you stay more than a week, more than a month, and even longer than that. So $12.38. They give me a $189. Now I'm only going to be there for these days, for 3 weeks. So $12.38. Well, let's do this. Let's check and see how much it will cost. From the 6th, you have to click on the first one first, and I'm going to stay to the 4th now. And look, I get a monthly discount of 40% off, $673 off, and now it's $11.30. So 8,108. So I save $108 just by staying another week. Now, what happens after 3 weeks? I screwed out. So don't tell nobody. But look, I mean, I price. I'm the guy that's with you that's at the restaurant pricing menus. Wait a minute, if I get a chicken wing and a biscuit and a soda, it's $1.09. But if I don't get the biscuit, it's $2. Wait a minute, I add the biscuit in this. I price things like that in my head. So and that's how I figured this out a while ago. So if you didn't know, do it for a longer period of time. If you're going for a week, maybe do it for 2 weeks. And and if you're not going to stay any longer, you tell them, hey, I got to get back. It's an emergency. And they're happy because now they can rent the place out. You're happy because you pay less. So it is what it is. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So anyway, I mean, just look at some of these places, though. This one is, and then you come in here, you can contact the host and ask them, hey, whatever the name is, hey, Johnny, could I get this for 1,000 even? I mean, ask. It's sales. It never hurts to ask. You know how many times I ask? You don't get if you don't ask. Remember that. That's my motto of all of this. You don't ask, you don't get. People, hey, can I maybe take $100 off for you? They're not contacting you. You're looking for them. So anyway, that's Airbnb. Let me take a one last minute before, because I'm going to show you the PCR test that I did. But okay, guys, I'm going to jump into money and different Colombian pesos, the different denominations and the value as of today. But I also want to take a second to say, if you're getting any value out of any of my videos, please take a second and go down and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be alerted of any new videos. I would appreciate that. And like again, helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps YouTube spread the video out to other people. When they see that you like it and you're getting some benefit of it, then they spread it to others. Keep in mind, I don't know if you noticed, but my videos have gone from 3 times a week down to 1 time a week now, because work is starting to pick back up and I'm getting ready to start working on the Texas videos. But basically it takes 6 to 7 hours to do these videos. The more I do the videos, the more I try to make them better. Every time I do a video, I should be getting better. I like editing. I'm actually editing a professional video for work again. I've already done a couple. They've come out good. So if you would just do me a favor, I'm just asking for go down, pause, hit the like button, Hit the subscribe button if you are getting benefit out of this, and hit the bell again to be alerted of any new video. It's much appreciated. We're going to get into the value of the CLP, and then I want to show you at the end the PCR test that I had to do it myself at the local CVS. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.
A few minutes ago. So there's a few different denominations in coins and a few different denominations in bills, but please recognize some of the bills are different for the same denomination. In other words, you may see two different types of 2 mil. They look like a $2 bill, but it's 2 mil. 1 mil is 1,000. Anytime you hear mil, it's 1,000. So 20 mil is 20,000. 50 mil is 20,000. Actually, a million is pronounced millones. So let's go over a few of the coins first. So first, 1,000. Let's see. 1,000 pesos. The Colombian peso is called COP, Colombian peso. And if you look at this one, for some strange reason, it looks like they're two stuck together. I actually tried to pull them apart. I still think you should get two for that. Anyway, so that's the 1,000. So also there's 500, the next most valuable one, which when you see the value, not too valuable, but this is a 500 peso, and I've seen them only in this one type, I think, so far. And then 200 peso, but if you look at this 200 versus this one, they're different. It's different in size and a different coin. And as you can see, I don't spend these a lot. I just get them as change and I bring them back. I mean, sometimes I'm able to use it, but for the most part, it's not even worth the struggle while you're trying to purchase something. So then I have 100 peso. Now 100 comes in two also that I've seen, so here's another 100. And then I have 50. Come on. Trying not to knock everything over. And then I have a 50. And I have two different types of 50s. These are about the size of a dime. So let's go over the bills too, and I'll tell you what everything's worth. So the highest bill that I carry is a 50. It's 50 mil. See, 50 mil pesos. Again, some of the bills you'll see it may say 50000. So that's 50,000. 50 mil equals 50,000. The next lowest one I have is a 20, and this I know comes in a couple different versions. So this is 20 mil peso, sometimes called 20,000 peso. I have the 10. I've seen the 10 in a couple, I believe. This is 10 mil, so 10,000. Then there's 5,000. Now I made a mistake on this earlier, taking a train. I gave the guy 50 mil instead of this 5 mil, which I thought. So as you can see, it doesn't say 50, it doesn't say 5 mil, it's actually 5,000. There's a couple of different types of these bills. And the same with, I have a 2. There's also a 1,000 bill, which comes in a couple of different variations also. But here's 2 mil. This one's, again, it says 2 mil instead of 2000, like 2,000. So let me tell you some of the values.
Okay, again, we're going to go over the value of the COP, the Colombian peso, starting with the largest, which is a 50. This is the bill that you're going to get, the largest bill you're going to get out of an ATM. Right now, 50 mil peso is $13.03. $13.03, so roughly $13. So $5.22 for a 20. And for 10 mil is $2.61. So roughly, really, you can just divide by 4 now. For me, it used to be divide by 3 and take some off, but now it's just divide by 4 in your head. So if you see a 10, you know that's 250. If you see a 20, you know it's 5. Just do the division by 5 in your head, by 4 in your head, I'm sorry. Next, we have a 5 mil, which is $1.30. Don't make a mistake with that 50 like I did before. I gave up a 50 instead of that 5,000. So 2 mil is actually 52 cents. Again, divide by 4 in your head. So when they say, you just get used to stating that. Divide by 4 when they give you the peso. So the 1,000 or 1 mil peso, which is an actual peso, a coin, 26 cents. Again, divide by 4, 26 cents. So then and keep in mind, they come in different variations, but this is a 500, 13 cents. Okay, then we jump from there. Well, remember, there's different types of bills. There's also different types of coins. So this is another 500 peso, which is 13 cents. Okay, from then, I think the next down is going to be 200. There's a couple of different types of 200 pesos. 200 pesos is 5 cents. It's 5 something, but I'm not even going to tell you, because after this, this is why I say by the time you leave, if you stay for 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to have a bag full of change. Try to give it to people selling the little chiclets and selling the little now and laters. They're mostly Venezuelans. Help them out. I don't go in my pocket and pull out coins, so I waited till the end to give it out. And then 100 peso, which is 0.2 cents. 2 cents. It's 2 point something again, but it's not even worth saying. So you see how this can add up every time you start getting change. And then the 50 cents, it's 1 cent. It's 1 point something, but you can have a whole bag of this. This right here is probably what I just gathered after about maybe 2 weeks, if that.
I also wanted to mention the Civica cards too. The Civica card, if you show your ID when you first get it, is rechargeable. You can go up to Recado. You can recharge this and put whatever monies you want on it. Like I'll give them a 50 and say, put this on it. So I know the average trip is about 280, I think, mil, which is like 90 something cent or something to take the train. So this is for the train and the bus, but I haven't got on a bus yet. I need to do that. So this Civica card I can recharge. Now what I didn't know is I left this card, and I was running to the mall right quick, just 2 stops down. And I told him I wanted to put the money on the card. So he gave me this, and I thought it looked a little dingy and dirty. Well, it's reused. What I didn't know is you slide it on a little thing, and it says, okay, go on in, and you go through the turnstile. When I came back from the mall and I walk up to the turnstile and rub the little thing, and nothing. So now I have to go buy another card. I'm thinking this is a dud. What I didn't know was after going to buy another card, that's the reason I still have this one. After going to buy another card, there's a slot. It knows how much money is on this, and it's going to run out, and that it's reusable. So there's a slot that you put it in instead of putting it up here and doing this deal. You put it in, and then they just keep it. So I didn't know that. So be aware. There's 2 different types of cards. Well, maybe there's more. I don't know. But these are the 2 that I know about. This one is not rechargeable. This one is rechargeable. I don't know if it's associated with me and my name, because he sure took my identification. Anyway, so that's money. To keep it straight, divide by 3. Again, for American dollars. So if you see 10 mil, divide by 3, 333, take that 33 cent off. It's going to always be a little bit less than a third. So just call that $3 every time you see 10. So 20, it's going to be 6. With 50, it's going to be 15. So just do the math. A mil is 1,000. So 10 mil, 20 mil, 30 mil, 50 mil. There you go. So good luck.
Here's a quick story that I just ran across, and this just came out today. This one states Colombia's National Immigration Authority, Migración Colombia, announced late last night, October 5th, that it has detected more than 70 international passengers infected with COVID-19 illegally arriving in Colombia since October 1st. So that's the past week. They've been open since the 21st of last month. You do the math. This could be either a good thing or a bad thing. So, and this is I'm just going to read the top one. From October 1st to date, more than 70 foreign citizens have been inadmissible to Colombia for not complying with the legal requirements to enter into the country, according to Migración Colombia. Among the latest cases include a COVID-19 infected woman and her baby arriving October 4th on a flight from Cancun, Mexico, according to Migración Colombia. Since the PCR COVID-19 detection test began to be required to enter the country on October 1st, it only started on October 1st? this should have started on the 21st when they opened, but anyway, more than 9,000 national and foreign citizens have entered the national territory, and more than 70 foreigners have been inadmissible for failure to comply with the requirements to enter the national territory, according to the agency. Airlines that have transported 5 positive cases for COVID-19 are now facing an administrative investigation, which could lead to the penalty of 12 million COP, Colombian pesos, or $3,130 each for the illegal infected travelers, according to the agency. Meanwhile, Colombia's Civil Aviation Authority, Aerocivil, simultaneously announced October 5th that both Avianca and Wingo are now under investigation for illegally boarding several COVID-19 infected passengers on 2 different flights. Sounds like they knew about it. Avianca faces charges for illegal boarding for passengers on a recent Medellin Bogota flight. Long story short is, people are getting there, getting on the plane, they're infected, they're sitting next to you. Good thing is, I don't think they're allowed to get into the country when they do land, and they're having to deal with them then. This should all get smoothed out in time. So I'm not sure when you're going or if you're on the flight right now, if you're there, but this should get smoothed out. So it's either a bad thing or hey, they're on a plane with you, they're next to you. Or it could be a good thing. Hey, they caught them before they came in the country, so it doesn't raise the numbers. But do they catch everybody? I mean, it's up to you. Also, New York quarantine restrictions. It turns out that if you're coming from Colombia now and you're headed back to New York, you have to quarantine. Not going to read the whole story. I already read it. They require a quarantine of 14 days if you're going back to New York from Colombia. Okay. So, and this one is just, I'm back to Medellin Guru, just to show you that over the past few days, it has started going back up. What that means, I can't tell you. I'm not going to read into the numbers or spend too much time on it, but this says clearly, this chart shows the increase in coronavirus cases in Colombia over the past 80 days is primarily due to a substantial increase in cases in the 27 cities. And Parada, Armenia, Bucaramanga, Barranquilla, Bello, blah, 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 Medellin, of course, and Bogota. Bogota is the biggest. They're going to win in everything. It's almost like Texas. We have more everything because we're the biggest. So, and then this just shows, positivity rate, how many people are dying, more, 158 over the past day, infected inside that, 158 for the 5th, and for each major city, of course. Where is it? Well, it's not showing me, but I would figure they would be worse. But showing the positivity rate in Colombia is 21. That's 1 out of 5 people that they test have the virus. Now, there's different severity, so I'm not going to pass judgment or anything. We're at what, 6.8? We're at 7 out of 100 of tests taken. So take that with a grain of sand. I just want to show you that it is starting to go back up here. To me, it was logical, and especially there because of the reopening. I don't think it's because of international travelers yet. It's because of the reopening that they had a couple of weeks ago, and now it's starting. I showed you the video of Poblado. Not everybody's wearing a mask. They're wilding out there, so it's gonna pass. It's gonna be like the White House, infection central. But anyway, so I hope I gave you something of benefit. If I offered you any information of benefit, don't leave yet, because I'm going to show you the video of me taking this PCR test. It was straight up crazy. I pull up at the CVS and they're like, okay. And I'm like, when's somebody coming out? I'm watching car in front of me. Nobody ever came out. They just put a bag in there. I'm like, wait a minute. They're going to have me do it myself? Well, here you go. This is me doing it myself. But again, if you're getting any benefit out of any of my videos, do me a favor and go down and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to any new videos. Be alerted to click the bell to be alerted of any new videos that I have coming out. Appreciate you guys taking a look at it. Number one, be safe. Take a look at this video and we'll jump out from there. Have a good one.
This is crazy. Do it yourself.
Alright, so you're going to get the smaller pouch outside the bag. Right, and you're going to take out the tube and the Q-tip. And you're going to open up the Q-tip.
Can I turn?
Alright, so then you're gonna stick the Q-tip part, the cotton part, in your nose at least 1 inch deep. You're gonna swerve it around 3 times, okay?
This is like taking my own blood. This is crazy.
I wouldn't do that.
So, but yeah, but the odds of me not doing it properly are,
Yeah,
because who wants to stick something in their head?
exactly.
Okay, say again.
So you're gonna stick it in your nose at least 1 inch deep. You're gonna swerve it around at least 3 times, okay? And then you're gonna hold it against the nostril for about 15 seconds. You're gonna do that in both nostrils.
You say hold it inside my nostril for 15 seconds,
Yeah, against your nostril wall for like 15 seconds.
but not in an inch.
But still in, but on the side.
That's probably not going to happen.
So I do it for at least 15 seconds.
And they used to say what on the other side?
Yeah.
What if my right nostril gets my left one infected? Oh.
And then you're going to fill it up, put it back in the bag, and make sure you take all the air out.
Do I keep the paper?
No, keep the paper in there. Take all the air out. Alright, and then I gave you a sanitary napkin you can use to stuff in the drop box to dispose of. You have to put that in there.
Put the whole bag inside here?
Put the whole bag in the drop box. It's in front of you.
What do I keep?
That.
But this,
Yeah.
this goes inside this?
That goes inside the drop box.
Okay, not this.
No. So it's just like a trash bag in a way.
Okay.
Alright, you'll get your results on your My Chart, okay?
I'll get it where?
On your My Chart, you should have got an email about it. I emailed it to you like maybe a couple minutes ago. And just sign up, not sign up, but make your account and you'll get your results there.
Okay, is it something I can print?
I think you can print it. I think you can.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, that was crazy. That's got to be one of the craziest. This is really like taking my own blood. But we'll see. I think the tip was wet, so something got in it. Anyway, done deal, Bobby Neal.
We have a YouTube channel, like it.
Please comment and share if you liked the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.